Welcome to Caching in the Northwest. You know, this is the official podcast. I was going back old school. You know, this is the official podcast of GeoWoodstock 18 right here in the great Pacific Northwest. Now, it's Thursday at 9 p.m. Pacific. I'm Chris of the Northwest, and we're going to talk about geocaches and geocachers from here and all around the world. So while you're probably stuck in an airport, we'll be caching in the Northwest.
Yes, and tonight we're talking about Geocaching Month. Sounds like a thing. As always, live audience, share your thoughts because, well, you just make the chat lively and make the show interesting. But first, of course, it's time to bring in our August ape. Some say he learned to tie his shoes this year. And others say he is an international geocacher of mystery. All we know is he's called Land Monkey.
Yeah, most mystery caches are really solved by Mrs. Land Monkey, but you know,
we knew that.
Everybody knows that. No secret there, no mystery there. And yes, I have graduated from Velcro shoes to tying my own now. I'm really pleased with myself. It's been a very eventful year.
And
those opposable thumbs to good use.
Sorry, Jim, I didn't quite catch that.
So you put those opposable thumbs to good use.
As one does. All right. Hey, tonight we are indeed talking about Geocaching Month. Let's make it a thing. And folks, you know, if you like the GeoWoodstock themed trackables or Pacific Northwest whales, well, make sure to stop by the Land Sharks booth. I should have pushed that button first before they sell out. Also, they're going to have some new geocaching theme head wraps in 3 colors that will debut at GeoWoodstock. And I got to tell you, we had the GPS Adventure Maze Canada opened for our VIP guests today. And there are some trackables and other swag associated with that you can buy after you go through the maze. And they're amazing. They're fantastic. And I'm going to be buying a set for myself because they're super cool.
Are they amazeballs?
I would actually rate them in the amazeballs category, Jim. Okay. Thank you for asking, sir.
We can never use this term again.
Oh, come on.
He said that before.
Jim and I are just going to pretty much do whatever we want. So
yeah, pretty much.
Hey, also
stop this podcast.
Also, a huge thank you to Gold Country Geotourism. And Gold Country Geotourism, our other Denali level corporate sponsor. That took me a moment to recall what we were talking about. They are going to have a tent at GeoWoodstock. So come on by on Friday, Saturday, and visit the super cool, chill, awesome folks from Gold Country and talk to them about their geo tour, talk to them about visiting that area. And you know what? If any of the folks who are in the chat tonight have had the opportunity to go up to Gold Country already on their visit to British Columbia as part of their GeoWoodstock trip, I would love to hear what you thought about it. So very, very cool. And I'm also, just as a side note, noticing in the chat all kinds of great chat about folks who are already in British Columbia. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But a quick reminder that we appreciate the support of all of our patrons, every single one of you. And some of you I got to meet today, which was Aces, awesome, amazeballs, super cool.
It was Skookum.
And Skookum also. So thank you to all of you who help to keep this podcast coming each and every week. Thanks to Land Sharks, thanks to Gold Country Geotourism. And if you want to know more about supporting this podcast, well, head on over and click that Patreon link on the cachingnw.com a website.
Nice. Oh, hey, nice. Look at all these people who are in Abbotsford. You know, just got into town in Abbotsford, toured the maze. Just finding our way. Says, I understand you can turn your pages of stickers in at their booth.
Ooh.
The Gold Country. So that might be interesting.
That's news. I didn't know that. So thank you. Just finding our way.
You never know what you see. You come here and you learn things.
That's
You know what?
why it's the research department.
We have done our job. We could end the podcast right now, and I would feel okay about this show.
Okay. Good night, folks. It's been great
Good night.
talking to you.
But we're not going to do that.
Oh,
because I want to
okay.
feel
Hello,
even
folks.
better. Because what we really need to do is we really need to talk about glows. What is a glow, you may ask?
What is a glow, I may ask?
Thank
What
you.
is
It's
a
a
glow?
geocache. Oh, ooh.
I'm a
Multiple,
little slow tonight.
multiple questions. Yeah, it's okay. I'm going to blame it on your internet connection. Hey, it's the geocaching log of the week. Whether you read it or whether you wrote it, we want to hear about it because great logs simply make geocaching better. You can send an email or a recording to feedback@cachingnw.com. You can also call into 253-693-TFTC and show us how you glow. Now, this glow was actually sent in by multiple people. It is that good. I've saved it for a special occasion.
How often does that happen? The same
Not
glow
often.
sent by multiple people.
Multi-glow.
Oh,
All right, let's just savor this multi-glow moment. Because it starts out like all good glow. Well, no, it doesn't actually. But it starts out with, Dear Enterprise Car Rental. So you know it's going to be good.
I love the beginning.
I want to apologize for the horrible abuse that I put your soccer mom SUV you rented me through. But, to be fair, I did ask for a four-wheel drive, particularly a Jeep Wrangler. However, your guy Evan told me none were available and assured me that this was all-wheel drive and it would be fine.
Has Evan ever met a geocacher?
Probably not.
no.
They said, and it was fine. Despite bottoming out just a teensy bit, only a few times, until about 2 miles from the parking location, when we came to a washout that we're pretty sure you wouldn't have wanted us to attempt. So, we safely parked your little mom's taxi and set off on foot for a stroll up the ridge to find a little box up in the hills. When we returned 4 hours later, we found a card from an off-road recovery service someone had put on the window, taking pity on us in case your people couldn't find the little grocery getter way back in the middle of nowhere. I won't trouble you with details of the continuation of the abuse your mom-mobile suffered on the way back out, getting up some of the hills, but third tries the charm, right? Pretty sure we used all the puny horsepower it had. Again, please accept my apologies regarding your car, especially to the lot guy that has to wash it to get it carpool ready again, and I hope this doesn't affect my Emerald Platinum status. Oh, and you may want to check that annoying squeak that it picked up in the left rear. Best regards, Team Noltex.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. I love it.
Oh, how's that?
And there's
For a
a
glow.
certain and there's a certain satisfaction as a Jeep driver in, in hearing that. A lot of new terms I've picked up through that. That's great.
Little mom taxi? Yeah.
I like the grocery getter. I like that. That was good.
It's all-wheel drive. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, if you stay on the streets.
Sure, Evan. Thanks. So the lesson that I have learned from this is if you are renting a car from a guy named Evan, don't believe a word he says. He doesn't understand.
He doesn't know where geocachers go.
He probably rides his riding lawnmower.
Yeah, definitely don't take directions from Evan.
We should go over your rules one day. As a
Yeah, it's been like
an
a couple
episode.
hundred episodes since we've done
Yeah.
that, I feel like. I don't know. And speaking of throwback things, I got a message from our illustrious leader here, Chris of the Northwest, just a little while ago, that said, "Guys, don't forget your puppets." So
I'm sorry, I used gentleman.
did you?
Yes, I showed you respect.
That was unexpectedly respectful.
Yeah.
Jim, were
I
you
see
expecting
it didn't
respect?
matter if I did it or not.
I haven't seen the message yet.
Oh, okay. Check
And-
your Twitter. We're only podcasting. Don't worry about it.
And quite honestly, I don't know where said puppet is.
Uh-oh.
So
Oh no!
he may not make an appearance.
Oh.
But that's okay. The important two will be there.
We'll have
you and
to
Chris?
Sharpie on a trackable number
Yeah,
on the
that'd be
post where the puppet should be.
Alternatively, we could Sharpie a trackable number on Jim's forehead.
That's
Okay.
fine. Whatever.
Just
You could
more
just-
abuse.
You
Fine.
could just park me on the stick. It's,
Oh, dude. Ouch.
Ooh, no,
Oh.
I'm not going to do that.
You know what? Like, all joking aside, though, I am so excited to see you guys again up in person here. That was Evan's first and last day at Enterprise. Nicely played, Wet Coaster. I love it. But I am really excited to see you guys and looking forward to hanging out on Saturday in the Caching the Northwest tent and the Influencers tent.
Yeah, we'll have a lounge set up, so stop on by.
Ooh, a lounge. Very
A
fancy.
lounge.
I'll invite Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah, there you go. In the land of the lounge lizard. Sim Rebel wants to know where everybody's staying in Abbotsford, and they are answering.
Indoors.
Nice.
That's true.
Yeah. It you know what? It was muggy today. And it's mid-August. You're going to kind of expect this kind of weather up here in the Fraser Valley. But it was muggy today, and we had a lot of volunteers out setting up all the tents and getting the whole site ready for registration event tomorrow. Kudos from me very sincerely. I know I joke around a lot on this podcast, but very sincerely, kudos and a deep appreciation and thank you to all the volunteers who came out today to set things up, set up tents, set up chairs, set up tables, and start getting the site ready for all you fine people who are going to come and visit us. Yes, thank you, Kevin McDonald. Thank you, volunteers.
Yes, thank you so much. We're going to attend the event. It's going to be great, but it's the volunteers who make that event great. Oh, I'm sure the organizers put a little work in here and there. Yeah,
It's possible.
but it's volunteers that pull it all together.
So funny thing, I was talking about this with somebody today, and I know we're not really getting into our topic yet, but I'm just going off the rails. It's because that's what I do on the podcast.
That's not show notes. You're not allowed to do that yet.
But one of the things that I really enjoyed about today is that there was work and there was some executive decision making that needed to be done and such, but for the past 3 years it has been like just work. And then in the last several months, we've actually been able to start sharing that work with other people. And then today, it was like, okay, I'm coming there, and this is the thing we got to do, and we got to be on top of this, and people were just like, what do I do? What can I do? Let me take this, and things were just getting done, and I didn't have to do all the things. And it's an amazing feeling to just see this community, the geocaching community, and not just local cachers. Like, there's cachers who've come from all over the place who've showed up today to volunteer at the GPS maze, at the site in the field, to start pulling up the tents and getting everything set up. And people are just like super enthusiastic and positive because, honestly, I've been feeling like the energy is starting to wane a little bit, but just being around all this enthusiasm and energy really picked me back up again today. So again, just a real sincere thanks to everybody.
Aw, aren't
Yeah.
you nice?
Well, no, I'm not, but the volunteers are. I'm kind of a jerk.
It's true.
But I got
met
to
you-
think. I got to work on my thing, right? So I got my angle,
You got to stay true to yourself.
right? Yeah. No, it's all good.
Oh, hey, there is a little bit of news. Now, we covered this before. We just wanted to bring it up again, that from the geocaching blog, about the goal of setting a record for the most explorers caching on the same day. It's a lofty one, but we've got a couple of superpowers up our sleeve: the power of the global geocaching community and the power of friendship. We feel good about our chances. So help geocaching headquarters and every other geocacher to go out on International Geocaching Day. Yes, I know. We'll touch on this. That's August 20th to help make history.
Yeah. So there's a really fun, it's like a 1 minute long or a minute and a half long video that HQ did that's out on YouTube if you want to watch that. And it's a fun little video of like the inception of this idea of breaking the world record for geocachers finding caches on one day. And it's fun, but it makes the point of what they're trying to do. And I think it's a great idea. So it's in case people weren't really following what we were saying, it is August 20th, International Geocaching Day. Make sure you get out and find a cache. Even if you can't make it to one of the events, that's okay. Find a cache. Just get out there. So it's not about how many caches individual cachers find. It's about how many geocachers get out on that day.
Right.
So everybody, pencil it in your calendar.
Yeah.
Go out and have some fun.
Everybody just get out.
Yeah.
People tell me that all
and
the time.
get caching.
Cut it out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. So yeah, it's not about the number of finds. It's about the number of geocachers that are out on one day. And you know what? I kind of skipped over our hashtags. We enjoy the hashtags. Hey, if you want to add to tonight's chat, use the hashtag month. It's pretty simple, right? And we'll make sure that the chat lackey will also make sure that we see all of your input, and we will get to it on the show. If you want to talk about something not necessarily on topic, but it's something you're interested in, use the hashtag FATAS. That's for the after show. And we'll get to that. And of course, we want you to use hashtag podcast baking and tell us what you got cooking.
Indeed. And if you drop the N out of tonight's show hashtag and you put hashtag moth, well, then we'll probably end up talking about things that eat your woolen clothes.
Or are attracted to open flame.
Indeed. Like a moth to flame.
Go towards the light.
Well, tonight's topic is about Let's Make It Geocaching Month. So August 20th is International Geocaching Day. August 13th is GeoWoodstock. All kinds of other geocaching related things going on in the month of August. So, I would throw it up there and say, why not just make it Geocaching Month, August 2022. Get out now. I know years ago they did the souvenir challenge of a different souvenir for every day of the month in August, and that was great. That was a lot of fun. But I would just encourage everybody, enjoy each day and find ways. This is the angle I would like to look at for International Geocaching Month being August. Find unique ways throughout the month of August. Doesn't have to be every day, but throughout the month of August, to thank somebody in the geocaching community for something they've done. So whether, often we thank reviewers, often we thank HQ, and those are good things. We should thank them. Well, reviewers, I don't know, but the rest of HQ, I'm just trying to get a reaction out of some people. But I would say, like, people in your community who put out great caches, people in your community who write great logs. Like, we love great logs on this podcast.
They simply make geocaching better.
They do.
Wow.
I've heard that somewhere.
That's a great line. I should use that.
You should. Chris, can you write that down?
Hold on. I need a piece of paper. I don't have one.
Oh. If you find one, call it into 253-693-TFTC.
Indeed. But I think there's a lot of people who you can appreciate. And I think there's probably a month worth of people that you could thank in different ways for making the game fun. So that's my premise for encouraging August 2022 to be International Geocaching Month. The end.
Thanks for joining us tonight, folks.
That's it. Yeah. We've covered it.
It was the end, as in I'm stepping off my soapbox for the moment.
Oh.
I may actually get back on it because I'm me.
GSM times 2 thinks it's a good idea.
Well, then we're done.
I have to agree. I mean, we've taken International Earth Caching Day and extended that to a weekend, right?
Right.
Now, let's take International Geocaching Day and turn that into a month, because especially this year with everything going on, why not? Why not extend it for a little more, make it official? Do we do a souvenir? How do we celebrate or acknowledge that, you've done something in the month of geocaching?
That's a good idea.
One of the things my son likes to do is ask one of the automated assistants around the house. I won't say their
very
names.
Diplomatic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lady A.
Yeah, Lady A. Mm-hmm. Mr. G. Mrs. S. However you want to.
Mr. G.
I don't know.
Mine is English Ms. G, because I don't know. I just like the accent.
And he says, go tell me what day it is on Check-a-Day, and they'll list out some of these. I mean, some of them are 20 days, 20 different celebrations on the same day.
Gotcha.
Holy cow! International Left-Handers Day.
There's always like dog-related ones or pet-related ones, and food-related ones, and everything else. So why could there not be a geocaching-related month?
That's right. It also came up as my wife is getting ready to go back to school, so she's working on her planner. And each month, on the first day of the month, there's 5 to 8 listings of what this month is celebrating.
That would be handy as a teacher.
Exactly. So October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I could go on, but I don't know them well enough. I know that one because they wear pink in football.
Fair enough. Well, and there's all kinds of different and very, very legitimate and very serious considerations for months that recognize causes, and I'm totally on board with that. And perhaps there is some cause that is recognized through August that I'm a very serious thing that I'm not aware of, and that's cool. I'm always open to be educated and learned, but as far as I am aware, I mean, August has historically been the month where we kind of celebrate geocaching the most.
Yes.
So, it kind of feels like it's landing the right place.
Oh, I like that. CRS 98 says, Holy Cow Day is July 11th. Talk Like a Pirate Day is in September. I want to say the 2nd. There you go. Oatmeal Muffin Day is December 19th.
I mean, seriously, Oatmeal Muffin Day?
Yeah.
Come on.
Let's see. I found a list here. So August.
It's a pretty regular day.
There's only 2.
Just a regular day. Nicely played, Jim. And Jim, I have to admit, I am really enjoying the deadpan tonight. Is that so?
Okay.
That's duly noted.
Noted.
August is National Immunization Awareness Month and Child Eye Health and Safety Month.
There you go.
I could go on with the others,
and Geocaching Month.
And now we have to add to that as part of the national awareness of geocaching. And if you're out every day in August geocaching, you're going to be healthier, right?
Indeed. Yes, it is. It is a health-related item. It is a mental health-related item.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thanks, Kev MacD. It's September 19th. Is Talk Like a Pirate Day. Talk Like a Pirate Day. That'd be one of my favorites.
Very good.
GSM times 2. Immunization Month. Give it a shot.
Give it a shot. Why not?
Boom. Very funny. All right. So yeah, you put your eye out
Oh, yeah.
nicely. Sorry, I just there's a fantastic that came up. We'll talk about it later, but it just made me giggle when I saw it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that one later.
Like after,
Yeah, like after the show, maybe.
kind of.
All right.
Oh, what a great idea.
Yeah, very funny. So what else have we got going on? Yeah, so I think that's my argument.
You sticking to it?
Yeah. So yeah, there needs to be a little planning put into this. Do you find any geocache within that month and you gain a souvenir? Do you have to find X number of geocaches, like
Well,
31?
I
Just
mean,
31
so
in general?
yeah, I mean, so let's recognize that HQ isn't necessarily putting out a souvenir, although HQ is putting out a new locationless cache this month.
Oh,
So, I mean, yet another reason to celebrate. So that's pretty cool. But, um, obviously HQ isn't going to pivot all of a sudden just because we made this podcast and put out a souvenir, which is very disappointing. I really think
you
Pivot.
don't know
that. You're right. I don't know that. Maybe we'll meet some lackeys this weekend and we can kind of plant the
in
seed.
their
We'll see
ear.
what happens.
Mhm.
But given that they
Hey.
may or may not, what's up?
Any lackeys listening, come on by the Caching in the North or West booth. We'll ply you with a little water, some snacks, and bend your ear.
Well, we won't actually bend your ear.
Maybe.
That might be a
Depends.
little awkward.
Yeah.
Unless you're
With
into
your permission. Excuse me, may I bend your ear?
Do you get extra credit during this geocaching month if it's your birthday that month? I know somebody.
Of course.
I think that's a thing.
Okay.
I think that
If not, it should be.
indeed. But yeah, I mean, I would encourage our very creative listening audience maybe come up with some art that you would think would make a great souvenir for. Like, what do you think? Let's encourage people, like, post and tag us in a post about art that you think would make a great souvenir for International Geocaching Month. I would love to see what people come up with.
Nice.
Are we all busy looking at the chat? See what's
We are.
coming in?
The chat's just really active.
That's where the action is.
Often.
Gas Station Tuna says, off topic, can I get the locations icon more than once if I find them on different days? Wondering so I can try for 11 icons on
On 820.
820.
I think each locationless cache you can only get once. I don't think you can get the same locationless cache twice.
I would assume, right?
Yeah.
Create 11 different accounts.
I don't think that's going to help, but okay.
Kev MacD is on a roll tonight. You wanted art to be sent, maybe like Art Garfunkel?
There you go. Indeed.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
No cache. Yeah. So no cache can be logged more than once any day. And GST did reply and said that, he's talking about different ones.
Different ones. So yeah, you could get 2 different locationless in a day. There's no problem with that.
You could, but it would still be the same. So if you're trying to do
Same
an
icon.
icon run, it would be the same icon twice. That'd be like getting 2 traditionals in the same day or 2 virtuals in the same day. But
Yeah, so like GC8 Frog, GC8 Neat on different days or something. So
right. Yep.
And what's the new one coming up? I've heard rumors of it, but I haven't.
I don't know.
You're
Research department.
For Pirate Day.
I am clearly. Research department. What's the new locationless cache? We can't remember.
GCNW Thursday.
No,
probably not.
Probably not, but maybe. GC9 Fave. Thank you, GSM times 2 and GST and Brylang. So research department in full force tonight. Excellent. So yes, GC9 Fave. And the idea is post a picture of yourself at your favorite location or a location you would like other people to really know about and claim it as GC9 Fave, which is a cool idea.
So very cool.
So
CRS 98 says 13 icons on tap for tomorrow.
nice.
Yeah, 14 if you pick up a webcam in Washington State before leaving. So,
What if you got the ape cache and then went up?
It's technically doable, I guess, but boy, you'd want to be getting that ape cache pretty early in the morning if you're still going to make the CETO.
what time is the CETO?
9 a.m.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Maybe get the ape cache after.
Yeah, on the way back.
I suppose one could, but then you'd be going all the way back down there, and GeoWoodstock's the next day.
You know, I hear people who
come
drive
back.
this far just for a webcam.
I do get that. Yep. There you go.
Put
So
lots
yeah,
of miles on the mom taxi. It's fine.
Brian says ape plus HQ would bring you to 16. Yeah, there you go. Why not? Oh well.
Do the ape cache just after midnight.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I don't think you want to be up there at midnight.
I don't think the trail's open at that time, but maybe, who knows?
I don't know. They'd probably close the gates at the park.
Yeah.
So it'd be a long walk.
You could helicopter in.
Oh.
It depends how much money you want to spend to get your 14 icons.
Yeah, you know.
Well, you know, if you're going to have a helicopter, you have a possibility of getting 15 or 16 icons in a day.
There you go.
There you go. Problem solved.
The problem is there are overhead lines right there at the ape cache. So, you know, if you're coming in at midnight with a helicopter, it's going to be rough.
Yeah. I don't know.
Once.
Wow. Oh, okay. So Starcacher asks a real question.
Okay.
Are they going to create new locationless caches each year from now on?
You know what? Legit question. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe that would be a great question for us to ask a lackey.
I thought it was great that they came up with or kind of, you know, rehydrated the locationless during the pandemic and that. So maybe we can't get together for a CETO, but we could do GC8 Neat and go, you know, clean up something in our area. I was doing you can do the GC8 Frog next to a banner of Signal if you can't find Signal. So I'm there. I was at the Tri-Cities. I go, oh, there's a banner. Yeah, there's a virtual. I'm going to go do it. And I walk over closer to it and I see across the way, well, there's real Signal. I'm going there.
Yeah. For folks who are coming up to GeoWoodstock, again, a reminder, if you're going to do that, at the end, once you come through the GPS Adventure Maze Canada, there is the banner for Signal the Frog, so you can get your GC8 Frog location list tomorrow. If you're doing an icon run, you can definitely do the Adventure Maze and then GC8 Frog. But if you're not worried about the icon run and you want to actually do it with Signal, Saturday. Signal will be on the venue at Saturday.
Well, okay. You said something. I have to ask for a little clarification.
Okay.
The GPS Maze Canada.
Yep.
Is it different than the GPS Maze US or Europe or
Australia?
Maybe. I don't know.
You
is there a
betcha.
little maple leaf in the icon you get for that?
I don't know about not in the icon you get, but in this, I can't remember if there's a souvenir for it, but definitely there's maple leaves embedded all over the place in it. And it is Canadian themed because it is it's been designed for Canada's first Giga and also to be used beyond Canada's first Giga in many other mega events across Canada. Whoever would like to host it next is more than welcome to contact us and have that there. I mean, honestly, if somebody in the States wanted it, they're more than welcome, but it is very Canadian themed, which is the point, right? So
overuse of a certain vowel.
that is one of the points. Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just like the GPS Adventure Maze we did at the GeoWoodstock in Texas, had somewhat American-centric theme to it. The one here in Canada will have a Canadian-centric theme. And really what it does is it helps you see a lot of great areas, and it highlights all the different provinces and territories in Canada and some of the great geocaching experiences in those locations, because that's kind of the idea, is to really help you look and see other great places that maybe you want to put in your bucket list and go geocaching in.
Well, we have some feedback already. Starcacher says the icon is the same, but I think the maze has some uniquely themed panels.
There you go. It does indeed.
Wet Coaster says the maze at GeoWoodstock 18 is different from the maze that was in Edmonton a few years ago.
Yeah. Well, because we actually created this maze from scratch. We built it from the ground up, literally and figuratively. There's a handful of people who are involved in developing the content, pulling together the different images and photos, and there's physical interactive elements in there. And there's one in particular that credit goes to Kev MacD for most of the work on it. And you're going to be pretty impressed and really enjoy that particular interactive element of the maze.
Is it poutine?
Well, I'm not going to say anything else. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just going to let you enjoy it.
Is it Kev MacD in one of his special suits?
I'm just going to say you got to see it.
Keats 94 says we bring our A game.
There you go. We do indeed, eh?
Komakino wants to know, is there going to be a long wait for the maze?
I can't answer that question. So today was the first day the maze was open. It was VIP access, so early access for VIPs to the maze. But there was nothing else going on at the venue. Like, we were setting the venue up. So the only thing bringing people to the site today was the maze. And we had a steady stream of people, but we never had a long queue today. It was just a steady stream of people. But I can't promise that's what it's going to be like Friday, Saturday. I would expect Saturday will be the busiest day. And I will expect there'll be a bit of a queue, but we have it set up so that those who have to queue up for it, most of the queue is in the shade out of the sun. So yeah, Just Finding Our Way was there today. I got to meet Just Finding Our Way. It was wonderful to meet you today. Thanks for making a point to say hi. It was so my answer is I don't know.
Gas Station Tuna says it's Ryan Reynolds, isn't it? The special secret there.
You're just gonna have to come and find out.
Is he Canadian?
Yes.
Yes.
So he and Martin Short are probably both in there.
There you go. Komakino wants to know, can I bribe my way to the front if I bring bananas for a certain monkey?
You got to bring the monkey chow.
That's right.
What's it for?
For the monkeys, of course.
Oh, you have to bribe the volunteers running the maze door.
There you go.
And Kev MacD says, I take bribes, not bananas.
Yep. And yeah, so Wet Coaster says, if the lamp's long, there is a traditional cache that's right there at the front door. You can find and sign the log. And there's lots of other, there's information that's displayed as you're queued up waiting. There'll be an AL that you can find as you wait. So yeah, lots of stuff to do. I mean, obviously those things don't take a ton of time, but there's stuff to do to pass the time. And hey, if you're standing in a lineup with a bunch of other geocachers waiting to go into the GPS Adventure Maze Canada, why not make some new friends?
Exactly. I mean, you would do the same thing at Disneyland. Stand in a line, and there's no more fast pass.
And there's way fewer pirates.
Except on the 19th of September.
Except on the 19th of September, where everybody's a pirate.
Where everybody be a pirate.
Absolutely.
Wits End, I saw the joke. I was going to let you read it, but we passed it.
That's okay.
Well, here you go. Starcacher asked, what's a pirate's favorite letter?
Any guesses?
I mean,
Well,
the default
Breiling
guesses are.
is
R.
R.
Yes, and the punchline is, you might think so, but it'd be the C.
Nicely played.
And where did the pirate buy his hook?
Secondhand store?
At the secondhand store.
We're here all week. Actually, we're not. I'm here all week. Well, you guys will be here
Yeah, for a good part of the week.
for part of the week. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. So if people are coming up, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, but if people are coming up and they want to enjoy International Geocaching Month with Caching in the Northwest.
Oh,
Now, I don't think we're going to have a booth in Seattle at the 20th anniversary on the 20th, right?
I don't believe so.
But we will at GeoWoodstock. So if people want to meet and hang out and chit chat and so on and so forth. Chris, what's the game plan for Saturday?
We're going to be at the booth,
That's it.
hanging out
Sit at the booth.
all day long. So come and see us. We've got some giveaways. We've got a contest to enter to win a Land Sharks trackable. So stop on by. We want to see, especially if you've listened to us, and that's the reason you would stop by, right? Mostly. Come and introduce yourself, because we don't necessarily know what you look like.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
come up and say, you know what? I'm not afraid to shake hands. So come up and shake my hand and say, you know, hey, I'm so-and-so. I listen to you guys. Thanks for the great podcast.
Very cool.
So yeah, you make sure you introduce yourself, because you see us every week and we don't necessarily see you. And if we did, that would be kind of creepy.
If we did, we wouldn't admit it.
That's right.
Exactly. Kevin McDonald's asking, is there any swag?
A little bit. We have a little swag for you.
So while supplies last,
Exactly.
Little swagger.
little swagger in your step. GSM times 2 wants to know if after next week we'll still be the official podcast of GeoWoodstock.
We still
think-
will be. It will be really hard now to change the intro, or it will change really hard to read the intro differently after so long.
At least until the next GeoWoodstock gets set up. But we will always be the official podcast of GeoWoodstock 18.
18.
That's
Yeah.
true. That was here in the Great Pacific Northwest.
Indeed. All right. Oh,
Why? Hello, gas station.
Hello, gas station tuna. Nice to see you. Not sure how that popped into the chat. Okay.
I'm not either.
But the friendly greeting is always welcome.
Indeed. All right. Well, so back to our premise, the original.
We
premise
have
of the
not
podcast.
done well of staying on topic tonight.
You know what?
As a topic?
Exactly.
Kind
right?
of.
But yeah, I would encourage people. So I guess a couple of things coming out of it. I would encourage people to use August 2022 as the opportunity to thank various people and be creative about it in their geocaching community for anything that they enjoy. So, of course, I'm going to use this example, but if somebody in your geocaching community puts out earth caches and you enjoy finding earth caches, well, take the opportunity to thank them for doing that. It's a lot of work to put out an earth cache.
Mhm.
If somebody, of course, gadget caches, we all love a gadget cache. Thank a gadget cache creator. It doesn't have to be like the world's greatest. It's somebody who gave it an attempt even, right?
Right.
Have a little fun with it. And
always thank a
Yes.
reviewer.
yeah, for sure. But
Mhm.
I guess I'm not trying to diminish the thank a reviewer, and for sure thank a reviewer, but I think we kind of really promote that a lot every
Mhm.
year, of the thank a reviewer and thank a volunteer. And that's good. And definitely thank a volunteer, like the official geocaching volunteers. But shout out a lackey. They don't,
Yeah.
they're not human vending machines. Give them a little love.
Yes. Hey, let me speak on that. As there
Oh, yeah, sorry. Let me put a coin into Chris and see what happens here as I pull the lever.
Yeah, you did it. When you go see a lackey, they usually have a tag with them, right?
Often.
So if you would like a lackey tag, treat them like a human being. Say, hi, hey, thank you for what you do. I appreciate that you're a lackey at HQ and help make our game better. And you know what? More than likely, they said, would you like a tag? Rather than come up and go, you got a tag for me? So you don't really care about them as a person. You just want something. And that is as rude as it gets.
I would agree with that. And Chris, you are welcome to use my soapbox anytime you would like.
Get down off the soapbox. There we go. I would also say, while you're waiting in line, maybe at the GPS maze, maybe somewhere else at the trackable table, you know what? There's going to be a volunteer nearby, especially at the registration booth, right? Wherever you are, go up and say thank you to that volunteer. Say, hey, thank you for volunteering. You made the experience better for me. There you go.
Nice. Hey, pull up the Kev MacD comment he just made.
No, I'm going to pull up the other one.
Okay.
That's
the one I'm talking about. Silly. So yeah, Kev MacD says, so perfect example of what Chris was talking about. Kev MacD says, I gave some Canadian pins to Gear Guru's kids, and he gave me a lackey tag. So you know what? There you go. Extend a gracious offer of something first before you ask for something. And he didn't even ask for something, right? So there you go. Nice. Very well done.
And GSM times 2 says, then ask them to explain the story behind their lackey tag, because each lackey has a unique 8-bit graphic of them doing something. And sometimes you look at it and you go, what does this represent in your life? And it's something special to each and every one of them. So
it is. And there literally is a set of stories behind every single one. And it's fun. And you get to know the person better, right? As a human being. That's awesome. Yep. Gas Station Tuna says, an offering, if you will. And I think that's exactly the point. Like, I mean, that's kind of the whole ethos of maybe not
civilization.
Well, there's that. But I was thinking of the swag piece of geocaching, of trade fairly, right? Like don't expect to take something and not give something in return. Did I say that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you got it right.
I had to think about that for a minute. But yeah, very cool. So absolutely some great advice. Thank you to everybody in the chat who's been sharing their advice there. So definitely back to my original point, use the month of August to thank somebody in the geocaching community or somebody's multiple people throughout, and look for opportunities to thank people. Definitely megas or giga events or even local small events. Use those as opportunities to thank people. And then the other piece that we came up with sort of on the fly in this podcast that now I'm really curious about, share with us on social media some art that you think would make a great International Geocaching Month souvenir. I'm kind of excited about that idea. I would love to see what people come up with.
Some talent out there.
There's a lot of talent in our community.
Yeah.
And while you're thanking people, be generous with your favorite points this month.
There you go.
Another great way to thank.
And also keep a litter bag in your car.
Oh.
And a towel.
It doesn't take up much room. If it gets full, you can just toss it out the window.
That's right. Wait, what? Always have a towel. And make sure if you borrow somebody's vehicle where they keep their towel, because you may need
it. It could happen.
Okay, there we go. Always have a candle and a blanket. Should we go on? You never know when you need a romantic picnic.
3 T's towel. Wait, no.
Towels, tires. Turtles.
Tapioca.
Oh, tapioca. You should have tapioca in your car. It'll help you to seal a flat tire in case you fill the tire with tapioca and you'll be fine.
As one does.
That's right. And if that didn't work for you, write to Land Monkey.
Please. I would love to hear about the failure of your ability to fix your flat tire using tapioca. I think that would be a very interesting communication to read.
Well, hey, we should end this episode a little bit early so that people can get good sleep and get off to GeoWoodstock tomorrow. So,
Indeed.
folks, thanks for tuning in tonight. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Caching in the Northwest.
Absolutely. And I want to take a moment to thank Land Sharks and Gold Country Geotourism, our two corporate Denali level sponsors. Landsharks.ca is the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. Check them. Oh, I was going to say check them out online, but hey, check them out at GeoWoodstock and also online. And they are shipping orders. But hey, if you check them out at GeoWoodstock, they don't even need to ship the orders. You get it right in your grubby little paws right then. And for absolutely amazing geocaching adventures, check out exploregoldcountry.com, or better yet, come visit them at their tent at GeoWoodstock and ask them all your Gold Country questions. They would love to tell you about Gold Country. So exploregoldcountry.com. And of course, we want to thank all of our faithful Denali level supporters. That's Landsharks, Gold Country Geo Tour, Team Scroll, Groovy Owl, and Cachly, the geocaching app. Folks, if you want to know more about supporting this show, well, go on over there and click the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com, a website.
Like Sprouter did.
And 3 M's in a row.
And Wino Seattle.
Dora Moore.
Be Pendragon.
Peach of Washington.
Gas Station Tuna.
Kettle Barb.
Hey, I saw you today, Subway Mark.
How about Tick Magnet?
Shut the door on that one.
And we're done. We shut the door with Tick Magnet.
Sorry
How
about
about
that.
You Talks to Rocks?
And providing the fun, informative, and amusing glow tonight, Team Noltex.
How about Seebeck Tribe?
Genies.
Green Words.
You, Dak.
Kid Vegas 19.
Al Robrick.
Broncos fan for life.
Kev MacD.
CRS 98.
J-Car.
MC3 Cats.
Fairwood West.
Trexer.
LG 9000.
Sege Hove.
Boomer 365.
Hemnerv.
Hackerdock.
Korsgat.
Kitty Quest.
Daughters.
Logwork.
Wet Coaster.
Skyhawker.
Limax.
Antaeus.
Ari 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I didn't know you could read it that slowly. Flagman.
GSM times 2.
Just finding our way.
GeoNav Pro.
The Camp Clan.
The Keats 94.
So once again, thanks for taking time to listen to the show. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Your support helps keep the quality shows coming. If you like the show, click the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website. If you didn't like the show, let us know what you want us to talk about, because we'll do it. If in either case, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and so many more. Subscribe and give us a review. Now, if you were in a restaurant, you would tip. If you were in a live audience, you would clap. But since you're on a podcast, leave us a free, fabulous, fast, fantastic 5-star review.
Oh, nicely done, Chris.
I reordered them so I can say it a little better. You can also call 253-693-TFTC and leave us a comment, ask us a question, or stop by our booth at GeoWoodstock any time of the day, not necessarily the night. Of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingnw.com. Join us every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Pacific right about now for a live show and chat. The show is produced by Kurt Sempenauer, Jim Paulwitz, and Jay Kennedy. It's licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2022 by Chris Sempenauer. Folks, stay tuned for
The After Show.
It's the after show.
the after show Donners.
I think it's the after show. All right. Let's see.
Let's see. We've got a lot. Whoops. We got some podcast baking early on from Starcatcher. It's getting close to autumn and pumpkin pie season. So I'm baking a frozen pumpkin pie, which actually sounds quite refreshing.
Yeah, it's interesting. That might be really good this time of year.
Mm-hmm. Komakino asks, should I be worried about the warning I got on the ArriveCan app? Document may require review by an official in your entry to Canada. Now, he got a lot of advice during the show for that. So
Good. Yeah, I mean,
No.
you should have your documentation, by which we mean like passport and
Mhm.
or Nexus card or whatever when
And
you cross
other
the border
things.
anyway. So yeah, I would expect it shouldn't be a problem, but good to know. What else have we got? Keats94 shares a new episode of Keats94 Geocaching Adventures goes live at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Feel the holly burn. Good to get another one in the queue. Good job, Keats. All right.
Hollyburn, huh?
Yeah, it's a mountain here on the North Shore, Vancouver.
All righty then.
Yeah, pretty good. I think that's most of the stuff out of the FATAS. So again, maybe we talked a little bit about where to see this crew on Saturday at GeoWoodstock. You found them.
What? Oh,
Jim, look beside you. It's your twin.
Ooh. You'll be able to see all 6 of us now at the
Nice.
at
I wonder if it was in
GeoWoodstock.
this box. It was.
That is really good news. I'm very pleased. So hopefully people stuck around for the after show and they're able to see that. That's good news.
If you didn't, you may never know.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if you didn't stick around for the after show, we won't put the puppet up. It'll only be for requests.
You have to come up and say, I know that the White Sand puppet is here. May I please see it? Yeah, that's funny. What else is going on? I was going to say, besides the booth, I believe 1 o'clock. Now I'm so busy I can't remember the time, but I believe 1 o'clock on the main stage. Check out the influencers panel. That I should know the time because I'm hosting it. But check out the influencers panel. We are going to have a whole bunch of fun folks who you have either listened to on podcasts or watched on YouTube, who are going to be answering some of my questions to them about their content creation experiences and thoughts, but also answering questions from the audience that you may have, as long as they're not overly personal.
Some of
and
them.
maybe even if they are, we'll see how I'm feeling.
You
by
can
1
always
o'clock in the
ask.
afternoon.
Yeah, you can always ask. We can always say no.
Exactly. So anyways, definitely check that out. That'll be a lot of fun. I am looking forward to that. We also have a reviewers panel and all kinds of other cool stuff going on. But definitely stop by.
I think I had an early apartment that had reviewers paneling in it.
Is that so?
Mhm.
Is that the dark grained or the light grained?
And they were pretty dark. Most reviewers are pretty dark. So yeah.
Did you also have swag carpet?
Yeah. I was a geocacher before it was a thing. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, deep swag. I mean, you had to shuffle through it. And of course, somebody always put a Lego brick in there, so you'd step on that in the middle of the night.
As one does. All right. Well, what do you think?
I think we're done. I think you should get out during International Geocaching Month and go caching in the Northwest.